Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching the Black Pearl channel. My name is Raven, and today I'm going to discuss the notion of friends with benefits, situationships, as well as casual sex, and basically explain the real reason that men are presenting these unfulfilling kinds of interactions with women. Sex is a sacred energy exchange designed to connect two mature, healthy individuals in a loving, committed relationship. Our generation has created a toxic narrative that sex is something casual or is something that should be shared without commitment as part of the dating process. And this often leaves the woman hurt when she becomes attached once more and does not receive the true commitment that she deserves. So I work with a lot of beautiful women who end up deeply in love and heartbroken with a man who refuses to commit to a genuine relationship, and they're often left questioning their self-worth, emotionally damaged, and deeply hurt. First of all, I just want to say I support all women making the best choices for their values and personal beliefs, including my women who are on their hot girl, thought girl vibes. So, my favorite rappers are Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and I love the way that they're so open and candid about their sexuality, as well as being very clear about what they expect as far as an appropriate energy exchange. So if you are enjoying casual sex and friends with benefits, this message really isn't for you. I'm speaking to women who are looking for committed relationships, and you often find yourself disappointed in friends with benefits, situationships, or if you're a woman in a committed relationship and you're simply just not getting the energy exchange that you deserve, or maybe your partner is not taking it to the next level as far as engagement or marriage. So I feel like this topic is super important to all women, because regardless of your personal take on sex and dating, women open themselves up to more of a risk when deciding to sleep with a man. As a woman, you are the one that can get pregnant from sex. You are the one responsible for carrying life and bringing it to this world. And if you aren't in a committed relationship, you face raising a child by yourself, alone, without emotional and financial support. Also, whenever you have sex, you risk catching sexually transmitted diseases. Condoms do not prevent you from all diseases. They don't protect you from everything. They don't protect you from all diseases. You will be highly upset, ladies, if you're having protected sex with your partner, but for whatever reason, you wake up with a bum bump on your lip or a bum bump on your cootie cat because the person you're dating has been kissing, licking, and sticking somebody else. Condoms do not protect you from all sexually transmitted diseases. You can still get pregnant if the condom breaks, or you can still catch something in other ways through other kinds of interactions, okay? You also risk catching spiritually transmitted demons, such as incubus and succubus spirits. So this is why it's critical for you to know your worth and value, and do not assign to the notion that your most precious essence and goddess yoni is something that needs to be shared with someone who's non-committal, or wait to be chosen while giving away your essence. Absolutely not. So let's go ahead and get into the real reason men, especially men over 30, will present you with this friends with benefits, casual sex, or let's sleep together and see where it goes. So the number one reason why a man will say that he doesn't want a relationship is because simply he has nothing to offer you. And he also doesn't value relationships with women. A lot of these men, ladies, they secretly are envious of you. They're secretly intimidated by you. They have low self-esteem, and they will project it onto you. So a lot of men, they'll find a confident woman and they'll string her along or play mind games and do things to try to destroy her self-esteem, because they know that they have nothing to offer you other than sex. So they'll try to sleep with you quickly because typically women actually emit a hormone out of their brain that causes them attachment when they're having sex. And so men that aren't emotionally mature, men that aren't spiritually aware, men that really have nothing to offer you, they'll try to hook you in with the sex, and then they'll dangle the title of the relationship over your head so that you're chasing them when they really have, again, nothing to offer you, and they have no intent of committing to you. So there's two different types. There's a whole wide spectrum, but for the sake of time, there's the type that'll do everything right in the beginning, call you, text you, tell you beautiful, take you out, buy you gifts, whatever. They'll get the goodies, and then they'll just stop being consistent. They'll play mind games. They'll try to lower your self-esteem, and it's really because of how they feel about themselves. So I find a lot of women, like I said, I work with women, I coach women, I do readings. There's a lot of women that are like, oh my God, like, why is this person doesn't want to be in a relationship with me? Does this person love me? And a lot of times, even when I check in with spirit, people will be in love. These men will love you, and they still won't commit to you, and it has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with their maturity level and their intentions. Now, also, there's the other types of men that pretty much they'll do everything you want and actually be consistent and do everything that a relationship entails, but they'll refuse to give you a title. They'll still tell you like, oh, we're not together, or we just friends. Or if you are in a committed relationship, they won't marry you. They won't, ask for your hand in marriage. They will not look for engagement. And it's not that they don't want a relationship. Listen very careful, ladies. It's not that they don't want a relationship. They do not want to be held accountable for their actions. So they will use the title or the lack thereof as a free pass to pretty much be a jackass. So again, mature men value committed relationships, and they understand the value of having a great partner. A man that's mature, a man that knows what he wants, that has goals and has an agenda in life, understands that having a partner is something that is a great asset. So men that are low vibrational, men that are insecure, men that have not ascended, they will try to extract the most valuable part of your essence, which is sex. They'll try to extract that for their own benefit, and they will not reciprocate because simply they're not mature enough. They're not ascended. They don't want to have that type of interaction with a woman because they know that they can't match your energy. So they're going to take what they want. They're going to take the most valuable piece of you, right? And they'll string you along and make you feel like, okay, well, maybe I just need to be cool. Maybe I just need to chill. Maybe I need to wait. Maybe I need to give it some time. Absolutely not. A real man that knows your worth and knows your value and knows their own worth and value will want to commit to you, will want to claim you. And this is not something that you have to wait to receive. Also, too, when you're dating, there's nothing wrong with casually dating multiple people, but you don't want to casually be sleeping with multiple people, because also then you don't have an adequate, clear mind frame of whose energy is whose. You're mixing fluids, energy, attachment, soul ties with multiple different people. There's no way that you can really make a sound decision when you're opening yourself up and opening your yoni and your portal and your womb to all of these different energies. So even if you're faithful to the person that you're casually dating, if the person that you're casually dating is sleeping with other women, he's bringing you different soul ties, different entities, different attachments. You don't know the person that they're sleeping with. You don't know their personal hygiene, okay, their physical hygiene or their spiritual hygiene. So it's a lot of risk that comes with casually dating or friends with benefits or opening up yourself and your yoni to just nonsense. Okay, it's I just don't feel like that's the best approach as far as dating. Okay, so let's go into more reasons why men, especially men over 30, okay, will present you with this friends with benefits idea. Okay, So a lot of these men have serious mommy issues. It's very important when you're dating to figure out the relationship a man has with his mom. Okay, let me tell you why. I'm going to give you two different examples, two different sides of the spectrum. One of the guys that I dated for a very long time, his mom actually left him when he was 7. She moved to another country. He was raised by his father. So he never received nurturing from a woman. He never had care and love from the most important person in his life, which was his mother. So he ended up secretly hating women. He doesn't trust women. He's envious of women, and he never healed that abandonment wound from his mother. So he does not know how to attach himself to a woman because he didn't have that attachment with his own mother. He doesn't know how to love a woman because he never healed that unresolved issue with his mother. So he was very toxic. He was promiscuous. He lied. He cheated because secretly in his mind, every woman that he dated was a projection of his mother, and he never resolved that. So he wasn't a good person to date. The other side of the spectrum, I dated a guy. He basically had almost like an emotionally incestual relationship with his mom, to where his mom had absolutely no boundaries and no respect for him as a grown man. And I saw some red flags in the beginning that I ignored, but now, looking back, I'm like, okay, red flag. So, red flag, I was over his house, we were chilling, kind of having, literally having a Netflix and chill date, which was cool. You're in a relationship, and his mom called, and he went to the other room and started talking to his mom for 15 or 20 minutes. It's like, yo, we kicking it at your house, we got food, we watching a movie, we're chilling, I'm supposed to be your girlfriend. Why are you in the room talking to your mom for 15 or 20 minutes? And it's late at night. So as soon as his mom called, he jumped up and rushed away. And this was something that I noticed all the time. His mom also was not in a relationship. His parents, I feel like they broke up when he was very young. So his mom pretty much used him to be her man. So it's very important to see and to analyze what kind of relationship a man has with his mother. If the mother is not in a committed relationship, is not married, doesn't have a man, then she will often use her son as her man. And now your partner will not have any room to have a healthy emotional connection with you. Okay? Also, too, daddy issues. So, obviously, a lot of men have daddy issues. So, if your partner, does not have a healthy example of what a man should be, then he may not display healthy traits of manhood in relationships. So, the first guy, remember I was telling you about the one whose mom left him when he was 7 and all of that. His father pretty much was openly promiscuous. He slept with a lot of different women. He would even bring home women from the church and sleep with them in front, while his son was there in the house. So this person not only didn't have their mom, but their dad pretty much displayed toxic masculinity traits of promiscuity. And the other guy I was talking about, the one who was emotionally, incestually, attached to his mom, his dad pretty much, wasn't around. So he just had no model of how a man should treat a woman, and he pretty much unknowingly became his mama's man. Okay, the next reason why a man will present to you the notion of casual sex, friends with benefits, let's sleep together, see where it goes, is they simply do not like women. Okay, I'm going to say it again. A lot of these men do not like women. They like sex. They like your yoni, but they do not like women. A lot of these men will hide behind this macho facade. They will hide behind promiscuity because they really don't have the ability to develop an emotional attachment with a woman. And so they don't necessarily want to be alone for the rest of their lives, but they don't crave intimacy. They don't have any emotional awareness or elevation within themselves. So like I said, they'll extract a false sense of intimacy through sex, but they don't like you. Y'all gotta understand, just because a dude will have sex with you does not mean he likes you and cares about you and values you. So it's very important to determine whether or not a man even has that capacity before you lay down with him and open your legs to him. Because you may feel that attachment, and a man may also become addicted to receiving love, right, from a woman, and it makes them feel good, but they don't even have the capacity to give you that love. They don't even have the ability to emotionally attach with a woman. A lot of these men have unhealed trauma with women, so perhaps they were in a relationship with a woman, they broke their heart, they never healed from it, so now they're just mad at all women, and they just gonna go after the cootie cat. They're not gonna try to open up again emotionally because somebody hurt them in the past. Also too, you guys will be surprised how many men have been molested by women at young ages. So I've talked to several men. If you ask them when's the first time they've had sex, a lot of them will say before the age of 12, and it could be like, oh, a neighborhood friend or the babysitter pretty much touched them or did something to them, to where now, that was their first experience of a woman was being molested. But because they're a man, they're not going to process it that way. They're not going to even process the trauma of having early childhood sexual experiences without consent. Okay, so that's a big reason why a lot of these men are non-committal. They'll sleep with you, they'll string you along, but they will not commit to you because they're messed up in the head. They literally have mental illness and unhealed trauma. Okay, another reason why a man will not commit to you and present you with friends with benefits, casual sex, let's see where it goes, is because a lot of these men are secretly gay or bisexual. Okay, you ladies, you have to be very, very careful. And again, I say this, with the utmost respect for the LGBTQ community. Okay, I'm a part of the community myself, but it's very, very common. It's more common than what you think. A lot of these men, like I said, they do not like women. They have sex with women, they sleep with women, but emotionally they feel more comfortable with a man. You guys have to be really careful, especially with these, like I said, and it's not necessary. People think that gay men are feminine or they have to have certain types of attributes. Absolutely not. You will be surprised how many very, very extremely masculine men are secretly homosexual. And some of them are just fearful and they hate themselves because they can't, or they feel that they can't be who they are. So they'll project it out onto women. They will hide their homosexuality through hatred, through mistreating women. So they'll sleep with women, they'll dog you out, move on to the next woman, dog that one out. And whole time they're in love with another man and they're emotionally connecting with another man. And they haven't dealt with those feelings. They haven't dealt with the reality of their sexuality. So they're still promiscuous and sleeping with a whole lot of women. Just to let you guys know, promiscuity in a man, especially a man over the age of 30, is a huge red flag. When you reach a certain point in your life and you're a mature man, you understand that you don't even have time to be out here hunching all these different people. You value yourself. You value your own body, let alone a woman's body, right? You're not going to just go slanging that thing off up in anybody because you have value and self-worth. So when you find a man that openly brags about being promiscuous, or even if you secretly find out that he's secretly promiscuous, that's a really big red flag of low self-esteem and low self-worth, low vibrational, a lack of spiritual awareness, mental illness. It's not just everybody out here sleeping with a whole bunch of people and it's cool. No, a lot of these people are masking serious, deep issues. So you got to be careful. Lastly, okay, if you're dating someone and they're not trying to commit to you, A lot of times it's because they're already committed to somebody else. Again, you ladies will be surprised how many married men are having full-blown double lives and cheating on their wives. So if a man wants to date you and be in a relationship with you or spend time with you or whatever, he will do it. Okay, don't fall into the trap of, oh, I'm busy, oh, I didn't have time, oh, this, that, and the other. That's a huge red flag that he may possibly be in another commitment with somebody else. So you really have to do your research. You really have to be careful out here to make sure that you're giving your energy to someone who is willing to give it back, right? So if you find yourself in a non-committed relationship and it's not going anywhere and you're sleeping with this person, giving them your good goddess yoni, and it's not going anywhere, what I would suggest for you is to simply state, hey, I'm looking for a committed relationship, and if you don't receive that commitment, just leave. Don't sit around waiting, hoping to be chosen, begging, looking down on yourself, figuring out what have you done wrong, what's wrong with you. A lot of times, like I said, ladies, these men are projecting onto us. So just try not to get yourself into that situation of friends with benefits if you know that's not what you want. If you, like I said, I support y'all. I live vicariously through my hot girl, thought girls. If that's what you want and that's what you want, cool. You know what I'm saying? But just from my experience, I found a lot of women getting really, really hurt, and it takes years for them to recover from pouring into a man, giving to a man and doing all of this stuff for a man, and they can't even get a date, a phone call, a text back, a title, a commitment, or a marriage, whatever it is. The spectrum goes both ways, right? So when and if you see that you're in the situation and you're not getting whatever energy exchange you want, just state what you want and leave. It doesn't, I promise you, ladies, it does not take a man years to decide if he wants to commit to you, or months to decide. And so if you want to date someone, you can date them without sleeping with them and giving your essence and getting attached. You can date men and go out and hang out and actually date. That's what's missing from our generation. People don't know how to date. Everybody is just texting, hooking up, hanging out, but actually dating someone, spending time with them, doing things outside of the house in the daylight, doing activities together, talking about stuff like this. That's what dating is. You don't have to sleep with every person that you're dating. And also too, I want to say this for my ladies, because I know a lot of women, they're like, well, I want to find out, we're sexually compatible. You can find that out, ladies, without actually sleeping with a man. You just got to pay attention, get hip. There's other ways and other kinds of interactions you can partake in to find that out. And if you really want clarity, speak to a spiritual advisor, get a reading, call me up, book a session, and we can screen these types of people. I think it's very important for women to start screening men before they become involved with them. Because a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, there's no way you could notice other than receiving higher guidance from spirit, or over time, figuring it out, or coming out, or getting played. So to avoid getting played, ladies, just go into dating with your standards high, your values high, and do not compromise. If you know you want a serious committed relationship, don't sleep with this dude and hope and wait that he'll decide to pick you. Don't hope and wait that, oh, maybe one day, he'll decide to make you his girl while you doing backflips, spread eagle, popping it, twerking it, and all of that, and he's taking your energy and you are not getting what you want. Just don't do it. I promise you, ladies, there are men out here that still value women, that will court you, that will date you, that will fly you out, take you out, buy you gifts, and really want to get to know you. So you just have to be patient enough to wait for the type of man that shares the same values that you do. Okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you find the man of your dreams that loves and values you and cherishes you. and stay tuned for more. And if you guys are interested in a personal session with me, you can check the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.